Good afternoon and welcome to the Tameside Reporter Sports Show. We're at Betta Bodies Gym in Denton this week, where world famous boxer Ricky Hatton once trained, but we're here to speak to one of the stars of the future. Light heavyweight boxer Charlie Schofield has got a fight coming up on June the 17th. Mark's back on the show this week, although I'm not quite sure he knows what he's let himself in for. So you might notice Mark's got a bit of a sweat on, and you'll find out why very short. But first, let's hear what Charlie had to say ahead of that fight on June the 17th.
Yeah, so focused for this fight, I can't wait. I've been in camp for 10 weeks now. It's at the Victoria warehouse and I've just been training solid for it for 10 weeks. Looking forward to getting in there now tonight. Today, we've been sparring, so we've been six to 8 rounds sparring pretty much every day or every other day. And then finishing off on the pads with Rob, my coach. And then we'll rest throughout the day and we'll be back in at night, either working on strength or we'll be doing pads on the body belt. And like very important road work as well. I'm fighting Curtis Gargano. He's a Manchester lad, so it's going to be a good fight. I'm really looking forward to it. Just like I said a second ago, I just want to get in there now. It's all I'm focused for, and just want to get it done. Yeah, no, it's not a mainstream sport. And, I'm a massive City fan, so I love football. But into boxing, my dad took me down to a gym when I was a kid. When I was about 9 or 10, and I just love punching the bags. And there's something about punching leather that I really like. So I don't like getting punched in the face, but it's part and parcel of it. But I love the training, and I've just loved it ever since. Amateur was just like a hobby, into it really, and I did really enjoy it then. But when I thought, I can give this a go and I can make a career out of this, everything sort of changed. And obviously, the dangers of the sport always, everyone focuses on those as well, with the head injuries and whatnot. But the support's been massive, not only from my family, but from my friends and everyone on social media. And it's just a massive buzz, and where everyone's excited, the support that I'm getting for this fight, and it's great. There's photos everywhere of all the legends, and especially Ricky Hatton. There's photos everywhere of him, and it's good. You're training, you're halfway through a round, you're thinking, Jesus, how many more have I got to go? When you see photos like that, it just drives you even more. My inspiration when I was a kid, it was Ricky Hatton. Being a blue and from Manchester, and not only that, but now training the same gym that I used to train in. I would say he's my inspiration growing up, definitely.
So Mark, Charlie, a great interviewee there, but he's also taking you around a bit of a circuit of the gym. How did you? Well, we're going to see some clips in a minute. How did you find it?
Very difficult, as viewers will see very shortly, and it just goes to show how much effort and commitment these guys have to put themselves through to reach the very top of the game. I mean, I did a tiny amount of what they do each and every single day, and it was really tough.
So let's see Charlie Schofield putting Mark through his paces.
That's the shot. Ready, jump out, and then back in. Nice, have a go. Keep going, 4, 3, come on, give me some, 2, 1, time. Come on, lad, don't gas, mate, go for it. Go on. How you feeling? Mate, that was spot on, that fair play, Mark. If you expect to anyone who gets in the boxing gym and gives that a go. Well done there, mate. Alright, mate, if we don't make a champion out of him yet, we'll we will. Fury.
So Mark, Charlie also looking in great shape ahead of his fight. But as we move on to football, we'll talk about Curzon Ashton. Their squad's looking in great shape. They've signed 4 players this off-season, retained a few. What do you make of the way their squad is shaping up?
Looks really promising, doesn't it? We'll take a look at some of the signings now. Scott Bakora, striker. They've also re-signed Niall Cummings, who's been prolific over the years, and they've also brought back Matty Crothers, who spent a season with Chadderton. So the striking department looks really good, especially considering Matty Warburton left for Stockport County. So it's a really good squad. It looks promising. If I was a Curzon fan, I'd be delighted.
Well, off the pitch, Curzon have secured themselves a new printing partner in the form of local Ashton business Minuteman Press. Minuteman Press will be working with the club throughout next season for all the printing needs, including the match day programme. So we'll move to Stalybridge Celtic now, when they've signed Adam Jones, who was at Hyde and Glossop last season, Mark. He's a defender. What's your reaction to that signing?
A very solid signing. As you said, Den was at Hyde United and Glossop last season. He'll bring some solidity to the Celtic defence. I find it surprising that Celtic haven't made any more signings as of yet. However, with Steve Burr in charge, I'm sure he'll be able to develop a really good squad.
So do you think it will be a busy summer at Bowerfold with players coming in?
I think it's got to be. I think you've got to look at the amount of players that have left the club. Obviously, those players just couldn't stay at Bowerfold. When you've gone through a tumultuous season like they had, you've got to get rid of most of the players, bring in some fresh faces with a positive attitude. Hopefully Steve Burke can bring the good times back to Celtic.
So elsewhere in the Evo 6 Premier Division, Aston United will be managed by Jody Bannim and Simon Woodford next season. That's after Will Hayning steps aside for family reasons. Vice Chairman Steve Hobson did an interview with the club on YouTube earlier this week, so let's see what he had to say.
Well, at the end of the day, we think we've had an excellent season. We started off like a house on fire, up there near the top of the league, and we're all thinking this was going to be our year after the disappointment of the last 2 or 3 seasons. As I'm sure people know, we lost our management team in September, along with probably 11 players over the following 6 weeks or so, and the club took a bit of a wobble in terms of on-field performances while the ship got steadied. Thankfully, Will and Jody came in and did an absolutely superb job, and it's testament to the effort that they've put in that we got towards the end of the season and we're actually looking at the playoffs with only a few weeks to go before the season finished, and actually made the quarter-final of the Cup. So yeah, I'd say all in all it was a good season. You've got to be optimistic at the start of the season, but yeah, I mean, Jody wouldn't have got the job if we didn't have any confidence in him. It's finger in the wind with football, though. Things can go against you, things can go really well. We'll see, but he'll get as much support from the board as we can possibly give him, as we've done for any of the managers at this club.
So Mark, Steve Hobson full of praise for Bannim and Hayning and the job they did last season.
Yeah, absolutely, and he has every right to be proud of what they did. Obviously, Paul and Steve Halford, legends at the club, took them to 3 consecutive playoff beats. They obviously left for Stalybridge Celtic. Bannim and Hayning filled the void, did remarkably well under difficult circumstances, and it looks promising for next season, even though Will Hayning has stepped down.
So it was a season of upheaval last season, as you said, finished with a respectable mid-table finish. What can Bannim and Woodford achieve next season, do you think?
I think if they recruit a number of decent players, there's no reason why they can't take them to the playoffs. Ashton have shown in recent seasons that they're well capable of competing with the very best in that division, and with 2 experienced heads like Bannim and Woodford, there's no reason why they can't do it again.
So elsewhere in the borough, new Glossop managers Paul Phillips and Steve Halford have made a couple of signings as they begin life as the joint managers of Glossop North End. They've signed fullback Liam Brownhill from Trafford. He started his career at Stockport. Mark is a very experienced player.
Yeah, he absolutely is, and I was speaking to a Stockport fan earlier this week and he saw Liam Brownhill's debut. I think he said it was down at Swansea. So he's had a good number of years in the game now, and to go and join Phillips and Halford at Glossop, he'll bring some much needed experience.
Well, Jason Gorton has also returned to Glossop North End. He's a name that many Tameside football fans will be familiar with. Phillips and Halford are obviously fans of his, having worked with him multiple times at his previous clubs.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Gorton will bring some much needed experience, much like Brownhill, to the Glossop side. He actually started his career with Glossop North End Juniors, so he's got an attachment to Glossop already, and I'm sure the Surrey Street faithful will be delighted with that signing.
So over to Mosley now, and Lily White striker Tom Pratt has left the club. Mark, what do you make of that? He was man of the match in the Manchester Premier Cup final against Stalybridge Celtic in 2016. Is he going to be a big miss at Mosley?
I think he will be a big miss because he spent 3 years with the club, scored loads of goals, prolific striker, so that will create a void, but I'm sure manager Peter Band and Lloyd Morrison, they'll be able to fill the void.
So finally we'll talk about Hyde United, and after a very successful second half of the season last season, manager Darren Kelly has managed to retain the nucleus of his squad. No less than 13 players have committed the future at Ewan Fields. Who are the standout names on the list?
For me, it's got to be Matty Beadle. Joined the club just before Christmas, scored 18 goals in 4 months. That in itself speaks volumes. But if you take a look at the entire squad, there's some absolutely fantastic players in there. Youngsters like Big Camslock, who've been with the club since 14 years old. I think he's got to be the promising star for the future. Let's have a look at some other players. Goalkeeper Russ Saunders, an experienced head. You just look at the list of players that Darren Kelly's recruited, and I think they'll be up with a chance of claiming promotion next season.
Well, let's hope so. That's all for this week, but don't forget, for a more in-depth roundup of all Tameside sporting news, you can listen to the Sporting Spotlight tonight on Tameside Radio at 6 o'clock with Mark and Martin.